glowing, my winter sun. Won't you miss me, staying on this side of the sea?
Anyway, if he loves his countrymen, he wouldn't send his young, beautiful, handsome youth into the war for nothing like that. And they are dying in tens of thousands already. At least 15,000 dead.
Yes, right.
And how many more, we don't even know.
Yes, Master.
And then how many injured, nobody would tell even. These are only the deaths that they reported.
Yes,
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, it's not reliable.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
And same with the pandemic death, it's not a reliable number.
Right,
Yes,
right.
Master.
Even if just 15,000 or even just 7,000, it's more soldiers than any other war already.
Yeah.
More than the Iraq war.
Right.
Yes, Master.
I think more than the last war they waged with Afghanistan. Russia, many decades ago, even went and invaded Afghanistan and stayed there for 10 years. You remember or not?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, yes.
Yeah, and they fell at the end. And they still didn't learn the lesson.
Right.
Putin is an uneducated man or what? Huh? He should learn from his own history, his country's history of failure.
Yes,
Right,
you should,
yes.
And if communism or his union, the Russia Union, is so lucrative, so alluring, then people would have stayed.
That's right.
So why force them to come back to you when they don't want?
Right.
Sure.
Yes, Master.
It is human nature to stay where they are happy.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Everybody wants to stay in a peaceful, happy, and free country,
Yes,
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 of
Master.
Sure.
of a free kind of system, yeah? So if this communism in Russia or Union suffocated them in some way, then they left.
Yes.
Yes.
And no hard feelings. Both agree already.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
So let them be. Let each one have his, her own peace.
Right.
Yes.
Putin just went in and just waged war on innocent women and children like that. If he's not a demon, even, then he is a very, very rotten, wicked human,
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
Master.
Yes.
harming both countries and bringing the whole world's economy into a risky recession and problem.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
So the oligarchs, they did nothing wrong, even if they were pro-Putin or have been Putin in any way. They have to. If you live in a country, you have to survive the government, no?
Oh,
That's
yes,
true.
Yes.
Yes.
And knowing the Putin regime, anybody who go against him in any way are either jailed, poisoned, or fired.
Yes.
That's
Right,
right.
Master.
They just fired the national security guards because they refused to go to the war. They don't want to go to Ukraine to kill Ukrainian people.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Many of the soldiers are still bewildered. Why do they have to kill Ukrainians
Yeah.
inside themselves? You know, there are many photos or many videos showing the soldiers complaining
Yes.
Yes.
Right, Master.
and protesting, even on the battlefield.
Right.
Like, what are we doing here?
Oh,
Why
yes.
do we have to kill innocent people?
Мы военнослужащие из Донбасса.
Обычные работяги, блядь, дети на. Энергетики, блядь, заводчане, блядь. Что мы здесь делаем?
Нас много полегло.
Так что, и что мы здесь делаем?
Знайте правду. Министерство обороны РФ о нас понятия не имеет, что мы здесь делаем.
Yeah, of course, the Ukrainians have never done anything to Russia.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
Only Russia did something wrong to them, taking their lands away.
Yes, very true.
And the international community just turns a blind eye. It does nothing much.
Yes, Master.
All this time, not just in Ukraine, in Georgia and other regions also.
Yes.
Slowly, Putin may try a little bit here, a little bit there to see how the international community reacts. And they didn't react much. That's why he goes in all full strength now into Ukraine, expecting victory.
Yes, true, Master.
But poor things, they keep falling. The soldiers are dying or fleeing or surrendering or refusing to fight in the battle or at home as well.
Yes, Master.
He's losing so many of the army leaders, generals, colonels and all that.
Yes.
Yes.
It's all in the news with their photos. It's not a made-up story. They died.
Yes. Right.
They listed all the names and their photos, their data and everything.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And Putin still does not wake up yet. He cannot be a human.
Yes, right, Master.
Even if you don't believe me, you check all this and you know he's not a human.
Yes.
Even Napoleon, when he was always winning everywhere, he even wrote a letter when he saw many thousands of soldiers die agonizingly in the battlefield. He even wrote that he wanted peace.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Because he said, if you see what I saw here, something like that.
After the Battle of Marengo in Italy, to His Majesty the Emperor and King, Marengo, June 16th, 1800. I have the honor of writing to Your Majesty to inform you of the desire of the French people to put an end to the war which desolates our countries. There has been war between us. Thousands of Frenchmen and Austrians are no more. Thousands of bereaved families are praying that fathers, husbands, and sons may return. This evil is irremediable. May it at least teach us to avoid anything that might prolong hostilities. The prospect so affects my heart that I refuse to accept the failure of my previous advances and take it upon myself to write again to Your Majesty, to entreat you to put an end to the misfortunes of Europe. On the battlefield of Marengo, surrounded by sufferers and in the midst of 15,000 dead bodies, I implore Your Majesty to hear the cry of humanity and not to allow the offspring of two brave and powerful nations to slaughter one another for the sake of interests of which they know nothing. It is for me to urge Your Majesty, because I am nearer to the scene of war, and your heart cannot be so keenly affected as mine. Napoleon Bonaparte's letter to the Emperor of Austria.
Later, he was captured and exiled somewhere else, outside of his country.
Yeah.
If any of the colonels or generals saw how their army die in numbers like that, I don't think they have any heart to continue to fight or push them to die in battle.
Yes,
Right,
Master.
yes.
Yeah, and many tanks destroyed, numbers of them. Helicopters down, airplanes shot, all kinds of things. And many of the sensitive secret weapons are left behind because Russia ran away. Russian soldiers run away.
Yes.
It's not Russia that we are talking about, it's Putin.
Right. Yes.
Right, Master.
And concerning the oligarchs, they are just businessmen.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
They do what makes money.
Right.
And they are Russian, so they stay in Russia and do their business. They never thought of war or anything. I don't know any businessman who loves war, except those who make weapons.
Right, Master.
Yes.
They love their lives.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
They have luxury yachts, they have luxury airplanes, helicopters, condos, apartments, buildings, whatever. What for they would want war?
Right. That's right.
They enjoy their life and taking care of their business.
Yes.
That is contentment for them already. Nobody would want war or support war anywhere
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
because they know it will affect them also.
Yes, Master.
Right, yes.
So to sanction these oligarchs or rich business is not fair.
Right.
Yes, Master.
They have to survive. They live in Russia. They cannot go against the government or Putin, no?
That's very true.
Because they know the consequences also, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, Master.
Even inside, in their heart, maybe they go against it, but they don't dare open their mouths.
Yes.
If they do, then they lose everything. Many millionaires or billionaires are jailed or disappear in Russia. You know that, right?
Yes, we heard that.
Yeah, according to the news. Actually, I'm thinking most of these oligarchs have no idea that Putin could be that wicked, vicious, brutal, and demonic, even if they side with Putin or not, before or now. Maybe inside they don't side with him just for survival in their own country.
Yes, Master.
But I don't think most of them will understand the extent of evil in Putin's mind and DNA. And I think now everybody knows what I said, that he is really a demon. He's there just to harm people, killing and eating the blood and drinking the blood and all that.
Oh,
He has no soul, no love, minus everything that is meant to be a human, even the minimal standard of human. This is terrifying. Oh my God. And there are a couple of them, not similar, but supporting him in Europe. I hope after they see the photos of the Bucha massacre, genocide, they will wake up and change their minds. The world should know that they are also another demon, just a kind of a slower reaction. If we continue to keep all these demons in the seat of high political power, then the world will suffer more and more in the future. Whoever supports Putin from another country or nearby, they either did not understand the extent of this evilness in Putin, or they are the same as him, more or less.
Understand.
I don't love rich people. I'm just fair,
Yes.
because they also contribute to the wealth of the world.
Yes.
Not wealth, but also just to the flow of the economy in the whole world.
Yes, Master.
We need them also.
Right.
That's true.
We also benefit from their work.
Yes.
For example, they're rich, okay? They bought a very big yacht for hundreds of millions of dollars, for example, yeah?
Yes.
Fine. That is their luxury. But how many workers have been paid for that?
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
And without them, nobody would build such a yacht or cannot earn money in that business.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
The workers, the laborers, and also the sailors and the captains and the staff who work in that kind of yacht are also earning money.
All right.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
They're helping the whole society in different ways.
Yes, Master.
And their condos and their apartments, many servants are working there as well.
Yes.
They're making business for people also, not just having luxury on their own.
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And they work hard also. Being the boss is always the hardest job.
Right.
Even if they gain a lot of money, they have a lot of burden and responsibility. So it's not fair to sanction them. But maybe it's just a temporary tactic
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
in a desperate situation. But don't condemn them. Don't seize their things forever. If the war ever comes to a stop, then their properties, their money, their bank accounts should be returned to them.
Right,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Yes.
Whatever is seized from them. At least whatever is still left. Maybe the yacht is not as new anymore, or maybe it has some damage, but have to return to them because those rightly belongs to them.
Right,
That's
right,
right.
Master.
Suppose America has many oligarchs as well, and the Americans could not go against the government.
Right,
Yes.
Master.
Yeah, even if they don't agree with Biden or something, they wouldn't dare to go too far
Oh, yes, Master.
because they are American citizens. They just have to be working smoothly, operationally with the powers that be.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, especially in Russia, you can't go against the government and Putin.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Right,
Master.
Master.
So it's not fair to punish them.
Yes,
Yeah.
Master.
Yes, Master.
Maybe temporarily, but the Russian people suffer a lot now. For all the sanctions and business, how things,
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
all kinds of things that affect the Russian people. And they're dying in numbers. And I feel so sorry for these young, beautiful, idealistic and innocent youngsters, who have to be drafted into the army. It's not their fault at all. Of course, I don't want them to go to invade Ukraine and kill Ukrainian people, but I'm also very sorry for them.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
I told you in the beginning already, in the beginning of the war, that Putin sent them to death.
Right.
Yes, yes.
It's still winter, freezing, and they have just floppy, flimsy kind of makeshift quarters.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
And they were freezing and hungry and have not enough supplies and all that because they did not plan well. They didn't have war for so long.
Yeah, right.
Or small robin here and there, but not like big scale war, not trained well.
Right.
Yes.
They are just kids, man. They're just kids. They're just somebody's daughter or son or husband or boyfriend. they had a big future in front of them and should not go to die just like that in a stranger's land without even tears from relatives and loved ones, without even a piece of land to bury themselves decently in. Yeah,
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
I don't like all this. This Putin is terrible. He should stop this war.
Where are you now, my only one? Won't someone tell me if you ever return?